Hi, it's Eve, Mother of All Living. This is part 3 of Eve owns a large part of Stevie Wonder's success. After Eve sold Stevie Wonder to Vagoda, the attorney, the negotiator, who set Stevie Wonder up to sell himself to the people and become rich because so many people paid him to be able to watch him play and sing. After seeing him with the Rolling Stones, which is a tour that Johanna Vagoda set up to make Steve rich and famous. After T. Michelle Birdsong had persuaded Vagoda, who had been her husband in a parallel life, that Stevie Wonder could indeed become rich and famous pop superstar. After she did that, Stevie evicted her out into the rain. She believes it was Stevie's baby's mother, Yolanda Simmons, who was jealous of T. Michelle because she was light-skinned and pretty. And when she was evicted into the rain, she was walking across 14th Street with her belongings, pulling a suitcase with one hand, having a backpack on her back, having a huge bag on each shoulder. And a young white boy sprung up with an umbrella and walked with her, shielding her from the rain, as if God had sent him. And she sat in a park in the rain until she decided to go to McDonald's, and she tried to sleep in their bathroom, but they're used to homeless people doing that, so they caught on and made her leave. But so she slept at the bus stop in Queens, and she slept on the floor of Chase Bank's ATM buildings. And she got a following. Other men, she wasn't a man, but men would come there, put their coats on the floor, and sleep on their coats too. And she would pee in the wastebasket and then empty the wastebasket of pee into the street for the sanitary engineers to wash away. She also slept on the floor with men, not touching, in Pennsylvania Station on 34th Street, until they would come around yelling in their vehicles for the homeless to leave, because the workers from Long Island would be coming in, and they didn't want the workers to see that there were homeless people in Manhattan. Okay, on to another topic. Good girl Abigail. Excuse me. From the book Sneezy the Greasy Babysits Abigail by Michelle Birdsong and Robin Birdsong. This is mother and daughter writing team. She was Shakespeare. She was Dr. Seuss. And the book is cleverly, ingeniously illustrated by an Englishman named T.J. Robshaw. It's amazing. His illustrations are wonderful. Look at them, a torn wall here, and flies. Look how he drew these little flies. Isn't that amazing? And Robin's rhymes are just as amazing, how she says these things as though they're just words that come natural. And TJ is a son. TJ is Robin's brother from a previous incarnation. T. Michelle Birdsong's son. from a previous incarnation. So it's a family affair. So good girl Abigail, B.S. Jandara Ranziger, B.S. a projection of Baba Jamal Singh, God, B.S. T. Michelle Minnow's mother, Miss Frog, Corinne Beatrice Crowder, B.S. Guru Govinda Singh, You can see the kind motherliness in him, right? Look at that kind face. That's the face of a flower, a mother. As Bob Dylan and Baba G. B.S. Guru Govinda Singh Dylan, Bob Dylan, is Minnow, T. Michelle's mother. It's no wonder, no Stevie wonder, she's a wordsmith. Now, I wanted to look up the definition of wordsmith. I think I know what it means. I think it means an expert with words. If that's what it means, that's what I mean. If that's not what it means, that's not what I mean. You understand? All right, so moving right along. I'm telling the story of Robin's St. Francis living in paradise. I gotta get a better picture of her. That's her. That's there selling produce from the farm. She lives on an organic farm of satsangis who are disciples of Jesus Christ, destined to go back to Jesus Christ in paradise. They're supposed to go back to Jesus Christ in the sky, but that's been shut down. So this family adopted, the family that she lives with, the husband and wife that she lives with, adopted some children. And these children had been through hell before their adoption. And they still have those memories and those feelings and those decisions in them. So the boy, in fact, both boys are pretty much monsters. One boy is a thief. He even stole from the family. And the other boy, the one that is like Charles Manson, is causing major fear. Because what happened was his adopted sister and her children moved back in an apartment down the hill from where Robin is living. And he, who has been a recluse, who used to let rats crawl all over him and not take out the garbage and not bathe and just be malfunctioning. Now he's enamored with his sister and he follows her everywhere. If she leaves the room, he leaves the room. He's obsessed with her. Now her man and she are also monsters. Her man was raped as a little child. You see, what we're showing is the effect of distorting the sexual act. It's supposed to be, the sexual act is supposed to be like you're in paradise, or coming together, the greatest pleasure on earth. That's what it's supposed to be like. But these people have distorted it into raping children. I mean, this is and when you rape a child, you make the child a monster, a demon. Okay. And Kyle, whoops, I don't want to say his name, and the boy, the man, who is the father of these adopted children, who is living with their mother, used to walk past her and whisper in her ear, "Bitch," and they used to spit on her. and he locked her out of the house, and he wouldn't give her any money to buy diapers for the baby. So now he is confronted with this Charlie Manson look-alike in love with her adopted brother, and he says he's creepy. Can you imagine the spitter, the one who called her a bitch, the one who treats her like shit, saying that somebody else is creepy? So he must really be creepy. I had told my daughter, this is a boy. When she told me how he had been treated, that he had to come out of the closet and go in garbage cans for food, I said, this kid has rage that cannot be imagined. I warned her, and she admits now that I was right, that this is a dangerous person, just as Charles Manson was a dangerous person. And the children, one of the 4-year-old has a mouth infection, but they won't take her to the doctor. Her tongue is red, her gums are red and infected. Her teeth hurt her, she says, because her mother gives them a whole bag of miniature chocolates to eat. Who does that, Probably as a child she wasn't given candy. Every day is Halloween to these monsters. And so she thinks giving her children candy is being good to them. You see, because from the 3rd trimester of pregnancy until you're 7 years old, you're hypnotized. You take everything in as real. So this is what she started to believe when she was a very young child, and she's still acting it out now. Now, Tony Robbins BS President Abraham Lincoln. T. Michelle Birdsong BS Mary Todd Lincoln, his wife in a parallel life, says that who you crave love from as a child is who you're trying to get to be, so you can get that love as an adult. That's how unconscious we are. That's how frozen in time we are. So if this Charlie Manson look-alike kid decided to get love, he has to, what? What does he have to be to get love? What is the lesson he was taught? I don't have that answer right now. But I know Robin's mother was taught in order to get love, she had to welcome the truth. Her other mother, who was Robin at the time, taught her, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. She even had an artist painted on the wall. So that's why T. Michelle, projecting herself as Albert Einstein, can give the truth to the world, because he doesn't fear it, because he thinks it'll set him free. Okay, and that's why he and his John Milton, Homer, are ideal to rewrite the history, because they're about truth. Okay, I'm going to stop for now. I don't know where to move on without going past my time. So stay tuned for part 4 of Eve owns large parts of Stevie Wonder's success, which he hasn't paid her. Just as she owns large part of the success of the world, and they haven't paid her. So she, as heir to the son never asked for money before, but is asking for it now on behalf of his daughter. Okay, so how much is the sun worth? Ask yourself. So long.